Have you ever looked at someone's Instagram and thought, how are they always traveling, always shopping, always upgrading their life? Luxury cars, designer bags, and five-star hotels. Meanwhile, you're budgeting groceries and wondering if you did something wrong. Here's the uncomfortable truth no one likes to talk about. Most people who look rich are financially fragile. Not just kind of broke, but stressed, leveraged, and quietly panicking. In fact, a huge percentage of people go into debt just to look successful. And today, we're breaking down 10 red flags someone is fake rich. Not to shame anyone, but to protect you from the comparison trap that ruins finances. Because pretending to be wealthy is one of the fastest ways to stay broke. Let's start with the most obvious sign. Red flag number 1, obsession with designer logos. If someone's outfit looks like a walking billboard, pay attention. Big logos, loud branding, head-to-toe designer prints. That's not confidence. That's signaling. Fake rich people use logos to say, please notice me, please believe I belong here. But real wealth doesn't need to shout. The ultra-wealthy care about fabric quality, craftsmanship, tailoring, and durability. Not whether strangers can recognize a logo from 30 feet away. That's why truly wealthy people gravitate toward understated, timeless pieces. They let quality speak, not branding. The main point is, fake wealth screams for attention. Real wealth whispers and doesn't care who hears it. Red flag number 2, constant name dropping and status claims. Have you noticed how some people always seem to know someone important? They casually mention of celebrity friends, high-level executives, and private connections. Psychologists call this affiliation signaling, which is borrowing status instead of building it. Here's the giveaway. They talk more about who they know than what they've actually done. Truly wealthy people are often intentionally vague, not because they're hiding, but because privacy protects them. They don't gain anything from impressing strangers, and they have too much to lose by oversharing. When someone needs to constantly validate their status verbally, it's usually because it isn't secure. Red flag number 3, borrowed luxury for photos. This one shocks a lot of people. A massive portion of luxury you see online is rented, borrowed, or staged. Cars can actually be rented for a few hours. Designer bags can also be borrowed for content. Luxury homes are often booked by the hour, just long enough to film content. Some influencers don't even leave the parking lot. Others buy items, film content, and return them the same day. It looks rich, but it's just theater. Real wealth isn't photogenic all the time. It's boring, quiet, and built slowly. If someone's lifestyle only exists on camera, ask yourself, what happens when the phone is off? Are they always like this? You might not find the answer to that, but I'm willing to bet most, if not a large majority, of these people are fake rich. Red flag number 4, over-the-top social media presence. Here's something worth remembering. People with real money don't need constant validation. Fake rich people do. They post everything, every meal, every purchase, and every trip, not because they're happy, but because attention has become their currency. What this looks like in the digital world is Instagram likes replace real financial savings. Comments on their posts replace financial security. The truly wealthy understand something most people miss. Privacy is the ultimate luxury. When someone's feed screams, "Look at me," there's often financial silence in their bank account. Red flag number 5, expensive assets they can't maintain. This one is subtle, but incredibly revealing. For example, if they have a luxury car, but they complain about gas prices. They have a high-end phone, but no insurance or case. They have multiple designer bags, which are never used because they're too scared to damage them. That is not wealth, that's overextension. Real wealth considers maintenance, insurance, repairs, and time value. If someone buys the image of luxury but can't support the lifestyle around it, they're buying stress, not success. Red flag number 6, high income, still living paycheck to paycheck. This is where many people get fooled. Someone can earn 6 figures and still be broke. Why? Because income doesn't equal wealth. Margin does. I have many good friends that earn $400,000 and above, but still live paycheck to paycheck because they overspend on housing, large trips, luxury cars, and habits that don't build true financial wealth. Fake rich people treat credit cards like extra income. They float balances, they make minimum payments, and they hope bonuses will fix it later. This creates a dangerous illusion of stability, until one missed paycheck breaks everything. Real wealth builds buffers like emergency funds, cash reserves, and investments that grow without effort. Financial freedom isn't about what you earn. It's about what you keep and how long you can survive without income. Red flag number 7, avoiding real wealth building conversations. Ask a fake rich person about money fundamentals and watch the discomfort on their face. They can name every designer brand, but struggle to describe the compound interest they are facing on their credit cards. They chase things like the next big crypto, day trading apps, and get rich quick promises. The truth is, slow wealth feels boring, and that's the way it should be. Meanwhile, the genuinely wealthy obsess over fundamentals, consistent investing, diversification, and long term thinking. That's how Warren Buffett compounded average returns into extraordinary wealth over decades. No shortcuts, no flash, just discipline and time. Red flag number 8, pressuring others to overspend. Fake rich people hate being alone in their spending habits, so they normalize excess. They push expensive dinners, mock budgeting, make no feel awkward. If everyone overspends, they don't have to face their own behavior. This creates toxic financial environments where being responsible feels uncool. Truly wealthy people respect boundaries of others. They don't need you to keep up to feel secure. If you can think of a friend that makes others feel pressured to overspend, make sure to set a very clear boundary and be intentional about your own financial goals so that you have your guard up. Red flag number 9, exaggerating career success. Watch for vague accomplishments. This include big titles, undefined achievements, and constant grind energy. They're always busy, but nothing tangible ever ships. Fake rich people confuse activity with achievement. Real success is boring where there are measurable results, quiet wins, and consistent progress. When someone talks more about how hard they work than what they've built, something's missing. Red flag number 10, generous with other people's money. This one's classic. They suggest the expensive option. Order freely, encourage upgrades. Then the bill comes, and suddenly, I forgot my wallet. My card's acting up. They look generous until it costs them. True wealth shows generosity without performance. Picking up checks they can afford, such as giving consistently and quietly supporting causes they believe in. Real generosity doesn't need applause. Conclusion: fake rich versus real wealth. Here's the difference that actually matters. Fake rich people perform wealth. Real wealthy people build it. One is loud, anxious, and fragile. The other is calm, private, and resilient. If you recognize some of these signs in yourself, that's not a failure. It's awareness, and that's the first step. True wealth starts with honest self-assessment, living below your means, and building assets, not appearances. The truly wealthy have nothing to prove, so don't aim to look rich. Aim to be free, because the difference between fake wealth and real wealth is the difference between stress and choice.